Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon for those on the East Coast. Good morning for those on the West Coast. How are ya? Those are the only places that matter, coastal parts of this nation. How was the zoo? It was raining, so I didn't go to the Bronx Zoo. I ended up going to the Maritime Aquarium in Norfolk, Connecticut. It was great. It was great. Did you see about hantavirus? Yeah, everybody's blowing hantavirus out of proportion. I'm not concerned about that shit at all. A lot of people don't understand that the higher the mortality rate for a virus, the less likely it is to spread because the virus dies out in its host, right? So yes, hantavirus has like a 35 to 50% mortality rate, but that also means it's less likely for it to spread the way that COVID did. I already have a fuckload of links queued up, but I will take a look at the docutusy. I will take a gander. What's going on here? Get that in there. What the fuck is this? Smith & Wesson baby guns. This is not real. If you're going to bring them into this world, give them a fighting chance. This can't be real. That's not real. That's not real. Hey, Chris, Apple and Samsung plan to scan all our photos for AI. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, congratulations. You became a member for a year. Congrats. What is this? Radicalizing the youth sometime last year. Ignore the messy setup. Yeah, showing a little baby Hassan Piker. Genius. Genius. Democratic women are more likely than Republican men to say that they could win in a fight with Donald Trump. That's so funny, dude. Who do you think would win in a fight between you and Donald Trump? Purple is me, red is Donald Trump. U.S. adults 55 say yes. Party and gender. Wow. Democratic women are more likely to say that they could beat up Trump than Republican men. That's so funny, dude. And you know that they're saying that out of like respect for the Fuhrer. They're saying that out of respect for the Fuhrer. That is so fucking funny, dude.
Well, I've
I saw this. This is so funny, dude. I saw this.
had a wonderful time. One quick question. Who did you vote for?
Wow, she had no right to ask that. Has this ever happened to you? You're a wonderful man having a wonderful time when all of a sudden your date asks your politics. That's private, and you shouldn't have to reveal who you are until marriage. I know I'm waiting until then before I tell anyone about my kids. And now you can too, with Vague Date. The new dating app for men whose politics are a dark secret. Tired of learning something true? Get nowhere with Vague Date.
I just think it all went too far.
What went too far?
See, I hope this isn't controversial to say, but Republicans don't deserve love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't deserve love. You don't deserve a significant other. I mean, your parents shouldn't love. Like, you just don't deserve love. It's not something that you're worthy of because you advocate to murder everybody and destroy everything. So, I mean, maybe it's a hot take, but I don't think Republicans deserve any sort of love or affection or empathy or sympathy. I think that you need to stop considering them your ideological opponents and start considering them your mortal enemy, because they quite literally will destroy everything if you do not consider them your mortal enemy. They will not hesitate to pull the trigger and shoot you in the head when the time comes. They will not hesitate.
Both sides of what?
Look, I'm not an expert.
Of what?
I don't know.
I like that.
Let's make withholding information a sexy mystery again for the man who's Christian. But is that his religion or his name? Who knows? Why does Victoria get all the secrets? Because everyone has a voice that they should keep to themselves. For the man who's too modern for Christian mingle, but disturbed by the outspoken clucking hens of Hinge, it's Vague Date. You just wanted the economy to bounce back, and now you're the bad guy? Not on Vague Date. Stop sweating uncomfortable conversations and start saying, "You'll never catch me, witch!" Vague Date, for the vague man who can't handle vague women.
So where are you from?
I think the real question is, are you trans?
I'm not ready to talk about that yet.
You can't do this to me!
Vague Date, for those who aren't trans. Parent.
Well, I've had a wonderful time.
Dude, that's great. That's so fucking funny. This song is a fucking bop. Am I gonna get demonetized for this? I'm not listening to this. I'm not risking it. Sorry. Not happening. I don't like listening to music anymore, man. Not on YouTube. She immediately get fucking copyrighted. Every time. I know Pete Hegseth stole my template. I actually can't believe. Hi, Luigi. What do you want? What do you want? Oh my goodness. Hi. Hi. Come here, Wange. You want to say hi to everybody? What are you doing? You just want me to play with you? Your toy. Good job. What happened in Kentucky? I don't fucking know. What happened? What happened in Kentucky? I don't know. Then why the fuck are you bringing up Kentucky? If you guys don't even know what happened. Fuck happened in Kentucky? You don't want to type in Kentucky news? The fuck? Huh? Let's ask the Google. What happened in Kentucky? All caps. What? What happened? What, did the fucking Colonel get shot? The Kentucky Fried Chicken, the Colonel? I don't care what happened in Kentucky, if I'm being honest. There's no way that anything important happened in Kentucky. There's no shot. There's no shot. There's no fucking shot that anything that has ever happened in Kentucky mattered, bro. Thanks for the gifted membership. Thanks for becoming a loyalist. I appreciate you, gay boy, and I appreciate you. Why are we still here? Much appreciate. Malenti just told me he added a new link in yellow because Malenti gave me his links for the day. Ask the clanker what happened in Kentucky. You think I'm going to ask a clanker? Brother, no, I'm not asking a fucking clanker. Malenti just sent me one single video and told me to watch it. I saw Malent. What is this? Trump says high gas prices are worth it if you're an oil company executive or a billionaire. What do you say?
I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at
Dude, he said this multiple times, and I've related this back to like, this is the equivalent of like opening your wallet and having like $5 and being like, shit, I thought I'd have $2. This is great. Brother, you're still broke. You still have $5. $100
now. And I think you're surprised, and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200, it would have been worth it. I understand that. We had just set a record, 50,000 on the Dow, 7,000 on the S&P, a record. And I said, I hate to do this, but we have to make an excursion down to Iran because we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Look, and I thought oil prices would...
Yeah, fucking God doesn't give a shit. Fucking God, he couldn't give less of a damn about anything or anybody other than himself. What is this? IndyCar launches and then deletes offensive t-shirt from its online store. Oh, I mean, that's kind of funny. Because, what is it, a race? It's like an actual race, like a car race. One nation, one race, and then what is it, F1 type shit? I'm not gonna lie, I think that's hilarious. I don't think that, I don't think that they weren't trying to be racist. They were absolutely trying to be racist, but that is so funny too.
When I see Iowa farmers who need to get that E15 to market. What is Zach, you're gonna have to help me out with her name here. I lost my page here. Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Sarah Trone Garriott. There he is. I'm on the wrong page here.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude, bro. As a performer and as somebody who does like a live show every day, that's unacceptable, bro. That's unacceptable. I don't think racism is funny. It's not, but an actual race, like not like a race of humans, but like a car race saying one nation, one race, is fucking hilarious, dude. Especially when we're experiencing the rise of white Christian nationalism. The double entendre there is fucking hilarious. Did you see where Big Zoe is trying to tax the multi-billionaires in New York? I just watched that Hassan video. Yeah, I mean, Big Zoe daddy, he's doing everything he fucking can to try and tax the rich. Problem is, Hochul is standing in his way. That fucking cunt. God, I hate her. Funny for you, maybe? Definitely funny for me, bro. I'm white. Yes, definitely funny for me, bro. I got white privilege. You ain't gonna see me get fucking, what's the word? You ain't gonna see my rights infringed upon until, like, I'm last, bro. You know, first they're gonna do the illegal immigrants, then they're gonna do the trans people, then they're gonna do the I said trans people twice, then they're gonna do the black people, then they're gonna do the gay people, then they're gonna do the Italians, and then they'll go for the whites. So I'm second to last. You know? I got time. But yeah, no, I'm dead ass, bro. I'm not gonna cover any of that hantavirus shit at all for two reasons. One, I don't think it's a big deal. And two, like, I just refuse to give you PTSD. I'm not putting you through that. You know? I ain't doing that shit. Aren't Italians white? Nah, it depends on who you ask. You ask, like, a super racist, they'd say no. You ask the average person, they say yes. Triv is also covering it. Yeah, Triv and Shag, they've been talking about it a lot. Bradley, I'm not interested. They can have their opinions. I have mine. I think it ain't shit. I'm not concerned about hantavirus at all. And I'll tell you this, if I'm being honest, like, I refuse to live through another COVID-style lockdown, and I would rather infringe upon the rights of everybody on that cruise than go into lockdown again. I don't give a fuck if we have to airdrop them food and water and keep them on that ship for a decade. I don't give a fuck. You're not spreading whatever virus you have to the entirety of the planet because you want to get off that boat. Fuck you. Stay in that goddamn boat. I don't give a shit. Fuck all of you. Oh, there's kids. I don't care. Yeah, the issue is that they're letting them off the ship. Honestly, bomb the ship. Bomb the ship. Hi, Weenie. Do you want to come up and say hello? Would you like to say hello? Hi, Mama. Yeah. Little Ouija says hello. You giving away free kisses? You should be charging for those, Weenie. How was your day at the zoo? It was good. Ended up going to the aquarium instead. Hold on. I've got some pictures I could show you. Luigi, you know, Weenie, you're hooked on my shirt with your long pterodactyl claws. You can't come up. You can't come up. I took a couple of photos. Look at this guy, huh? Look at this guy, huh? I got another photo of him. Look at this guy, huh? Right? Pretty cool guy, huh? But wait. Look at this guy. Look at that guy, huh? Look at him, huh? Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Look at him. Look at this. Right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at that guy, huh? Look at this. Right? Look at this. Look at that guy, huh? Look at this. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like a sand tiger shark. It was a sand shark. That shark looks like you? Thank you. Thank you. The jellies were aura farming? They were. They were. Look at this. Look at that guy, huh? All right. Would I love you if you were a worm? I'd still crack. I'd still crack. You know? Oh yeah, I heard about the Secret Service guy arrested in the hallway. Oh, what a fucking guy. What a guy. Makes sense. I mean, to be a Trump Secret Service agent, you being also like a sexual deviant, that also tracks. That tracks. Libs are pushing the theory that Epstein did kill himself. No, they aren't. Oh, it's fucking Harry Sisson.
Trying to take his life the first time has just been released. I have it for you, and it's wrote after trying to take his life the first time has just been released. I have it for you, and it's never been seen by the public before. And this is the entire letter. It's very short. It was obtained by the New York Times. They went through the court process in New York to get it unsealed. It's never been seen before, as I mentioned. It says, they investigated me for a month, found nothing. So 16-year-old charge results. It goes on to say, it is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? No fun, not worth it. And that is the entire...
I don't fuck with Harry Sisson, bro. I don't fuck with him. That motherfucker, he has defended Joe Biden's funding of Israel's genocide tooth and nail. And now he's fucking peddling straight up goy slop, saying that Epstein did in fact kill himself.
To indicate something else. He's also still saying he's innocent, which is something he maintained in prison as well, that he wanted to see the court process play out before he died. But let me know what you think about this. I think it's very strange.
How are you not mentioning the fact that this is definitely not a real letter by him? Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Yeah, no, I don't fuck with Harry. Cute Froggo. It was adorable, except for the fact that he's wearing the skin of his dead father. Is he not wearing the flesh of his dead father? That is remarkable.
People just want...
Bro, you guys gave me the same fucking links that my brother gave me. That's hilarious. You guys are all locked in. From my view as a Native American, whiteness is a choice of assimilation given to a pale people. You can benefit from whiteness without joining per se. Yeah, no, whiteness isn't a real thing. Like, white people are not a real race, okay? The idea of white is just the in-group. Right? That's why, like, they've accepted Irish people into being white, and Jews into being white, and Italians into being white. It's about maintaining the majority. That's the whole point. There's no common thread that connects quote unquote white people. It's not like white people all stem from the Caucasus Mountains. That ain't true at all. But yeah, Karl Marx with big naturals would go hard, bro.
Now, these innocent sailors and commercial crew members have been stranded out at sea because Iran is conducting something that's not just criminal. It's criminal for sure, but it's desperate and destructive, this blockade of the Straits of Hormuz. And
Brother, you're also blockading the Strait of Hormuz.
at least 10 sailors have already died as a result of the civilian sailors. So already many nations privately and some publicly have asked the United States to help free their ships and to restore freedom of navigation in the Straits of Hormuz and this critical artery of global trade. And so President Trump, as he always does, stepped up and answered the calls for their help. And he's directed the United States military to guide these stranded ships to safety, to provide a protective bubble under which they can operate and move product and get themselves out of there and out of harm's way. And this is the first step towards reopening the strait. This is not an offensive operation. This is a defensive operation.
Everything you're doing is an offensive operation because you began an illegal and offensive war of choice, bro. And also, does Marco Rubio think that the Iranians are as stupid as like the red hat wearing toothless fucking hicks, bro? The whole, just so you guys understand, Project Freedom, which is like the US Navy guiding ships through the Strait of Hormuz, they don't give a fuck about those ships going through the Strait of Hormuz. That is not the play. The play is to get our ships into a strategic position to do a ground invasion of the coastal areas of Iran near the Strait of Hormuz to fully take over the strait. It's a ploy, you know, and the Iranians aren't falling for it. That's why they're bombing that shit.
What that means is very simple. There's no shooting unless we're shot at first. Okay, we're not attacking them, but if they're attacking us or they're attacking a ship, you need to respond to that.
What a fucking idiot. What a bumbling fucking idiot. We got the fucking infamous gay Mexican who role plays as a white nationalist, Nick Fuentes.
This is something that I don't even see a lot of people talking about, but it's a really big deal. And it's part of why I switched parties. Part of why I'm so proud now to be a Democrat in 2026. And our featured story is all about a group of House Democrats led by Joaquin Castro, another Hispanic Latino Democrat. They wrote a letter to the Trump government, and they are now demanding that the U.S. government expose and acknowledge that Israel maintains an arsenal of nuclear weapons.
Brother, you're stealing my fucking flow. You're stealing my fucking flow. You don't get to do this, Nick. You don't get to pretend like you're anti-Israel. You literally support Benjamin Netanyahu. You have said this on stream, bro. You hate Jews, okay? I hate Zionism. There is a difference between those two. You don't get to latch onto this shit. Do you think Nick watches you? I know he does. Nick has a giant Telegram group chat, and multiple times in that Telegram group chat, they have posted videos of me and like tagged Nick over and over again. I know for a fact Nick Fuentes has watched me. Fucking gremlin ass bitch. Yo, Nick, if you ever want to like bare knuckle box, I'm down. I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Wholly based? How could anybody vote Republican? How could anybody be a Republican in 2026? What do they even do? What do they even do other than exonerate Jewish pedophiles, steal money, give amnesty to illegal aliens? What does the GOP even do? This is why I'm a proud Afro-Latino Democrat. Yes, a group of 20 House Democrats.
Bro, this is such low IQ shit, dude. Like, I don't understand who actually watches him other than like the thing is, the reason why I don't really fear Nick Fuentes is because the only people who watch him are too young to vote. You know what I mean? You got to be between the ages of like 12 and 17 to like take him as like seriously. He's like a I don't know. He's sort of like, he looks like, first of all, he looks like he was conceived with pre-cum. You know what I'm saying? But second of all, like, he's just a little boy. And it's remarkable because he and I are the exact same age, bro. Yo, Nick, if you ever watch this, like, I hope you understand, I have a scar on my hand from taking a blood oath to a Norse altar where I said that if you ever run for president, I will run against you. And I will do literally, I hope you're reading my eyes right now, I will do literally anything to prevent you from becoming the president. And I hope you understand that. And I do mean literally anything, okay? I don't know if you're reading this properly, bro.
Sent a letter to the White House, and they say they will publish the president's response, and they say that it is a national security risk to maintain the ongoing policy of ambiguity regarding Israel's nuclear arsenal.
Bro, I just made an entire fucking video about this. You are stealing my fucking flow. I can even prove it. I can even fucking prove it. This guy's such a little rat fuck. Such a little rat fuck. Bro, I wrote a whole fucking thing, the treaty that could have saved the world. You scroll down a little bit, you get to like, where is it? Where is it? Ah, here it is. But there was one nation that decided to play by their own rules, a mysterious set of rules. Can you guess who it was? Hava, Nagila, Hava, Nagila, Hava. That's right, Israel. Israel never signed the NPT, but they also never said no. Instead, they created a policy known as nuclear ambiguity. We don't have nuclear weapons, but we're also saying we don't. It's the geopolitical equivalent of a cop asking if you're armed, and you say, I don't know, am I? Brother, like, you're stealing my flow. You're stealing my fucking flow, you rat fuck. Oh, God, I hate that son of a bitch. Maybe the $20. God, I hate that son of a bitch. What is this? I hate this fucker. God, I hate so many people.
And so the consumer is really, really firing on all cylinders, just like the corporate sector you're seeing in the earnings reports. And they're doing that because they have so much more money in their pockets. In fact, I had the head of one of the big 5 banks in my office yesterday going through the credit card data. And just as Secretary Bessent said, credit card spending is through the roof. They're spending more on gasoline, but they're spending more on everything else, too.
Brother, that's not good. When people start buying absolutely everything with their credit cards, it's because they don't have money, but they do have credit cards. That's a terrible thing. Like, how about we talk about, like, I don't know, credit card debt too? Is credit card debt going up? Because I guarantee you that's going up, you stupid bastards, bro. I swear to God, this entire government is run by, like, bumbling, window-licking troglodytes. Oh, Lordy. What is this?
What should Congress do about gas prices at $4.11 national average?
Well, there's nothing we can do.
Bro, I gotta get Maddie to send me this picture. I filled up my tank yesterday. And I shit you not, I swear on my father's soul, it was a clean $100. It was a clean $100, bro. For fucking what, like 16 gallons of gas. $100, bro. It's what was it? I think it was $5.60 per gallon or some shit like that. It was like $5.60, $5.70. And I said, you know, the scariest part about this is the least amount of money I'm gonna pay for gas in the next couple of fucking months, bro. Every time you pay for gas, every time you pay for it, that's the cheapest it's gonna be. Because next time you fill up your car, it's gonna be more expensive. Yes, least, bro. Because the next time you buy gas, it's gonna be even more expensive than it was that time. It's the same way that I say, like, this summer is gonna be the coldest summer of the rest of your life. And it's gonna be scalding hot. But next summer is gonna be hotter. And the summer after that's gonna be hotter. And the summer after that's gonna be hotter. East Coast people can have a bad time when it hits $6. Bro, you guys don't understand how fucked this is gonna get. It's gonna hit a $10 national average. And here in New York and in California, it's gonna be like $16, $17 a gallon. It's going to hit a $10 national average, okay? It's gonna be fucking insane. $100 for 16 gallons is $6.25 per gallon. Maybe it was like 15 gallons. I don't remember exactly how many gallons it was, but I do remember the clean 100 because the fucking guy pumping my gas, he gets it to like 99.76, and I says to him, I go, top it off, and he's laughing already. He hits 100, and I'm going like this. I go, thank you, Donald Trump, and he starts laughing his fucking ass off. He's probably like Cuban or something like that. Yeah, fucking got a professor of mathematics over here. Suck my fucking dick. You fucking dork. You fucking dork. You fucking dork. And wages will remain stagnant. Yes, wages will, of course, remain stagnant. All right, let's listen to the rest of this.
And I don't like to brag about all
Oh, God, this guy's fucking voice, bro. Could you imagine him taking it pound town style? He's going, well, yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah. Like, God, what a voice.
expensive places I've been, but earlier today I went to the gas station.
Earlier today, you were fucking my brains out. Now you're doing it again. Like, unbelievable.
Gasoline and diesel fuel and oil is a product of the conflict in Iran.
How do you square that patience with impatience with gas prices under Biden when it at times is $3.30, $3.40?
I don't have to square anything with you, okay?
Politicians should not get a free pass on the ridiculously high energy prices under the Biden administration.
Do you think that the war should stop because of this? How patient?
Look at those. Yo, look at this thing.
Just because gas prices...
Wait. Did you see... Brother, you've got skin cancer, dude. Bro, you've got skin cancer. That's disgusting. He looks like a serpent. He looks like an old chameleon. Oh my God.
Stop because of this? How patient can you be?
About energy prices.
Just because gas prices have come down a little bit, they're still really high.
$4.30 gas prices. Do you think the war in Iran has gone on long enough?
Americans are not joyful when they go to the gas station and fill up their car.
Gas prices at $4.30 national average. Do you think the Iran war has gone on long enough?
Oh, it's not about how long it goes on. It's about how it ends.
Americans are so displeased with gas prices, they're slapping these Biden "I did that" stickers on the pumps. We ought to drag those oil companies in and chew them out. I think they're gouging.
In my state, average price of a gallon of
Wait,
gas.
you think that oil companies are price gouging? Brother, okay, hold on. What about the global price of oil, bro? Like, across the planet, there's entire countries who are going through oil shortages right now. Do you think American oil companies control the global oil market, you bumbling fucking idiot?
Just over $2 to now well over $3. And it is the policies of this administration that's causing it.
How do you explain the patience for prices around $4 a gallon now?
Because the difference is solving the problem, not creating a higher price environment like the Biden administration was doing with the Green New Deal.
We're pumping more oil and gas than we ever have before. Well, then why aren't prices coming down at the pump?
Gasoline is a commodity that has a worldwide price structure. So I have patience for now.
Buttigieg is talking about, Teslas and battery-powered cars while the American people can't afford gas. We'll get gas prices down. It's just we're going through the important resetting the stage on Iran.
If you've got a job, you have to travel
Bro,
to your job. That means that it's going to cost you more.
These people are such fucking scumbags. I actually hate every single one of them. Like, with every single fiber of my being, I consider them to be subhuman.
To travel.
It's a small price to pay whenever you consider that he's saving millions of lives in the future.
Record gas prices, I know they're down a little bit, but nationally 60% higher than they were when Biden took office.
What do you hear from your constituents about gas prices? Do they also see this as just a short-term thing?
I hope so. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm communicating this. We have to do this.
What should Congress do?
Again, bro, like, for anybody who happens to be watching this, bro, you cannot vote Republican. every single time the country goes Republican, everything is destroyed, and then the Democrats can't even focus on like universal basic income or universal health care. They can't focus on anything because they have to literally save the country from collapse. Every time, Democrats have to save the country from collapse because Republicans destroy everything. Everything they fucking touch. Oh, it's diabolical. It's straight up diabolical shit, bro. Yeah, no, of course, not like they want to. Not like the Democrat establishment actually wants to do universal health care, but like, imagine for like a hypothetical, imagine Zoran was able to run for president and Zoran becomes the president in 2028. The amount of shit he would have to fix before he could even like worry about universal health care would be like, hey, first of all, we have a perfect storm of crises. We have a housing crisis, we have an energy crisis, and we have a healthcare crisis, all combined at the exact same moment. That's the type of shit where people start whipping out the guillotines, dog. That's the type of shit where people start whipping out the guillotines. You know, my God. All right, we got a bunch of links. We got a bunch of links. All right. Y'all ready to kirk in? Y'all ready to kirk in? I'm gonna fill up my water and then we're gonna kirk in. Oh, by the way, you know what I've made? What I made a bunch more of?
Hey there, you!
Those. I made a bunch more advertisements yesterday in front of the green screen. We're gonna have a whole bunch of new advertisements. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be great. They're gonna be great. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Do you have any good news for us, Chris? Trump is a day older, which means he's a day closer to the inevitable. You gotta remember, bro, every time you wake up, you are closer to that day. Is that not exhilarating? Is that not exhilarating to know? You know, and I think that's one of the best, like, suicide prevention things you could tell somebody is, you can't let that motherfucker outlive you. You just can't. You can't let that motherfucker outlive you. You gotta be there for the party. You have to be there for the party. You know? Great suicide prevention. Anyway, I'm gonna go fill up my water. I'm gonna leave you with an advertisement.
Hey there, you! Yeah, you! You tired of your boring, plain old wardrobe? Do you want to stand out in the crowd? You want to make heads turn, jaws drop, and hearts skip a beat? Well, have I got the deal of the century for you? ValentiVideos.myshopify.com is here with the merch explosion that'll blow your socks off and change your life. Check it out. We've got exclusive gear from the cutting edge of fashion. T-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and much more that'll make you be thinking, well, hell, where'd you get that? And guess what? You can get yours right now with just one click. That's right. Don't wait. Act now, and you can be a proud owner of the hottest merch on the planet. Whether you're looking to chill out, stand out, or just feel like $1,000,000, we've got something for you. And hey, I know what you're thinking, but what about the price? Well, let me tell you, these prices are so low that you'd think we were giving it away for free. Now, get ready to rock the best merch in town and check out ValentiVideos.myshopify.com for your destination to greatness. I'll see you there, friend. Hurry up.
Chris Valenti, Valenti Videos, is not responsible for any sudden increase in class consciousness that may occur as a result of wearing this merch. If you find yourself beginning to deeply care for your fellow person, quickly continue to wear all products from Valenti Videos as your empathy grows. Drinking from Valenti Videos mugs may invoke a quiet sense of awe for the entirety of humanity as you decide to dedicate the rest of your living existence to the betterment of those who have less than you. Also, you may get a brief but meaningful stiffy. Please enjoy Valenti videos responsibly.
Oh, wow, I timed that perfectly. Please show us more of your advertisements this stream, Valenti. They're not done, bro. I filmed them yesterday. I have to, they have to get edited. Now, you're the bourgeoisie. No, if anything, I'm the petit bourgeois, right? That's what you would consider me. Listen, at the end of the day, you have to understand something. Whether you hate me or love me, I'm still a member of the working class, okay? If you think that I'm part of the 1%, you don't know how wealthy the 1% is. I'm still clocking in and I'm still working every day for my fucking money. But no, definitely not like, I ain't no coal miner. You ain't seen me with a sledgehammer slapping down the fucking nails on the fucking Metro North type shit, you know? Yeah, and also, like, I don't own any capital. I don't own any land. I think the only capital I own is my car. And even that I'm still paying off. Y'all Kirk in, we in for a banger? Oh yeah, no, we got a banger. We've got a banger. But not only did I get a fresh cup of water, Daddy gotta go to high school. Daddy gotta go to high school. Yeah, also, real quick, I live in an apartment. If you think that I'm in the 1%, why the fuck do I live in an apartment? You know what I'm saying? Like, what sort of rich motherfucker doesn't own a house? What happened to the sound? That's just you, sweetheart. That's just you. Yeah, rich people own their apartments. True. Rich people own them, and they're usually like penthouses. Have we started the video? No, we have not. I'm getting ready to. I just want to go let that coffee hit me a little bit. You don't have the gabagool with you? I know I don't. We all know this is just your studio? Yeah, no, you're right, bro. This is just my studio, and as soon as I end my stream, I hop in my Bugatti, and I drive back to my 5-floor mansion in Chappaqua, and I have drinks with Hillary Clinton. Actually, I have all my money invested in Trump coin. That's how I make my bread. I got all my money invested in Trump coin. That red pistol behind you, brother, that's the Call of Duty ray gun, and it's sitting. And you said, where'd I get it? The fucking random box, bro. That cost me $950. That cost me $950. And it was luck. Could have been anything in there. Could have been anything in there. Now, you guys call it the mystery box. Real men call it the random box. It is vintage. Yeah, I got Bibi Netanyahu on speed dial, gang. Chris is an undercover Canadian. Fuck yeah. I'll tell you this much, gang. Considering the fact that I am destined for greatness, my wealth will probably rise to the point where I do become a member of the 1%, but you will see me as a class trader. I will be in the 1% and I will be screaming to tax me more, you know? You ain't gonna see me abusing people for fucking labor and shit like that. I got a John Brown tattoo and I found out he's my stepdad's ancestor. You, my boy, are destined for greatness. I do feed off of fear. Hire me when you're a billionaire, Chris. Bro, you're all having jobs. Brothers, I can't even put this to words. If I had $1 billion, how many people are in here? 870 of you? Each one of you would be making $1,000 an hour to like clip for me. By the way, why don't you guys clip more of my shit? Like realistically, you guys are working 9 to 5s, and like back when I was on TikTok, dude, I was making between like, I'm dead ass, bro, like between $15,000 and $30,000 a month. Okay. You fucking clip my shit. You make a whole fucking TikTok channel or an Instagram channel where you just clip my shit, bro. You're gonna make so much money. I don't understand why the fuck people don't do that. I don't have a job. Who in here is working at 9 to 5? What are you talking about? All right, well, you know my point. Like you guys are working like dogs when you could be making super buco bread just clipping my shit. Is that permission? Yeah, go for it. I don't give a fuck. We all eat. All my dogs eat. I don't know how to clip. You could just watch the videos and then you can screen record it on your phone, you know, and then just convert it to a 16:9 aspect ratio and post it on the long forms, you know. Thanks for the $5 for Luigi. The Shadows of Evil curse mark tat. I don't know. I didn't like Shadows of Evil, bro. Hi, buddy. I've always been a Derice type of guy or a Kino der Toten type of guy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I was making so much money on TikTok in the beginning before, like, when TikTok first was coming out and they wanted people to get addicted to it and they wanted creators to get addicted to posting on it, they paid insane amounts of money, bro. I know for a fact that somebody like Charlie D'Amelio, you haven't thought of that name in a minute, right? Remember Charlie D'Amelio? That bitch must have been making, I'm dead ass, $250,000 a month, probably $250,000 a month, because I was making between like $15,000 and $30,000 a month. So those motherfuckers, they have got to be, they had to have been making fucking buco bread. Diabolical. I like BO3 zombies. I like Origins. Chris, my wife is 61. I am 57. You have changed our mind dramatically, and we appreciate everything that you do, and we thank you. Thank you very much, 1127 Big John. You tell your wife I said hello. I appreciate you guys, man. I mean, listen, I've said this a million times. I'll say it again. I do what I do, but I wouldn't be able to do this for a living if it weren't for you guys, you know? That's why I love you guys. This is entirely grassroots funded media. I don't take any fucking money from donors. You don't see me doing like, this video was sponsored by NordVPN or some shit like that. It's all you guys. Do I like Buried? Fuck your face, bro. I played Buried 3 days ago. I played for an hour and a half. I did 38 rounds. I deposited over $200,000 into the bank and an upgrade, and a sassafras, the upgraded Remington pistol, just sitting in there waiting for the next time I play. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That was a zoo. I ended up going to the aquarium because it was raining, but it was great. It was very needed. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, you guys kirked in? You guys kirked in? You guys kirked in? You ready to go? 48, married in SoCal. We watch you every day. Keep up the awesome work. Thanks, SoCal. I appreciate you. You tell the family I said hello. I wish you good health and lots of money. All right, gang, you ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on. I want one thing ready to go. I want one thing ready to go. Yeah, I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing the damn thing. I'm doing the damn thing. Okay? Here we go, here we go, here we go. A Jeffrey Epstein suicide note has been revealed. Never seen before, and it's not suspicious at all. It's suspicious. It's suspicious. It's suspicious. It's very suspicious. All right, we're gonna talk about that. So we got this fucking Jeffrey Epstein suicide note that was released. It's complete bullshit. That shit was de facto not written by him. Trump paused Project Freedom. If you... What the fuck are these names? Operation Midnight Hammer. More like Operation Midnight Fortnite, Big Chungus hammer in my dick and balls, like sound my cock. Like, what the fuck are you talking? And then Operation Epic Fury. And here's the thing, guys, here's the thing. Trump only had 60 days to complete this war in Iran before he needed congressional approval. So what he's doing is he's like, he hits up Congress and he's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know that Operation Epic Fury, or as you in the fake media like to call it, Operation Epstein's Fury, it's officially over. And Congress is like, oh my God, the war's over. Oh my God. And he goes, and now Project Freedom begins. I need another 60 days for this new operation. It's the craziest shit. It's diabolical. He doesn't seek congressional approval. The motherfucker said it was unconstitutional for him to need congressional approval. Meanwhile, that's the Constitution that tells you need the congressional approval. You bumbling, fat-bodied, pedophile, warmongering, child rapist, a billionaire, cocksucker, piece of shit. The fuck are you? It's diabolical. Okay, so Trump paused Project Freedom and it's so, dude, it's so bad that you got fucking terrorists like Jesse Waters on Fox News, state-controlled media, saying that Trump is letting the Iranians win on purpose to give them a false sense of security before he hits them with the big one. That's where we're at right now. We are losing this war so fucking badly that Fox News can't even say that we're winning anymore. They have to say that Trump is purposefully losing to give them a false sense of security. This is the stupidest fucking shit I ever heard in my life. What else? We got some Trump posts, obviously. We got to talk about Ryan Grimm, because Ryan Grimm and Jesse Waters, they kind of went at each other a little bit back in 2016 at like an MSNBC party. They almost like threw hands at each other, and now Ryan Grimm is covering Jesse Waters, doing his like undying defense of King Donald. Did I lose the drop side article that my brother shared with me? Nah, there it is. The Saudis and Kuwait are suspending U.S. base access, right? Now, this is expected, and I've been saying for a long time, since right when this fucking war began, I said, all of these nations in the Middle East that have American bases, well, American bases are considered American soil, to the point where if you were born on an American base in, like, fucking Iraq, you're still eligible to run for president. That's still considered American soil, right? So Iran, A, doesn't want to bomb the U.S. mainland, and B, I don't think they fucking can. They don't have intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? ICBMs. They have IRBMs, interregional ballistic missiles, and they can hit American bases in the region. So because of that, these nations are being bombed because American bases are there. So now they're kicking out the Americans. They're like, we don't want to be bombed, so get the fuck out of here. It's the same reason why like Italy and Spain won't let us use their bases. So we got a lot to talk about, all right? We got to talk about the Epstein suicide note, quote unquote. We got to talk about oil prices surging. We got to talk about gas prices. Bro, I filled up my tank the other day. I shit you not, $100 clean to fill up my tank, 15 gallons. Bro, that shit blew my mind. That must have been like, what, $5.75 a gallon or some shit? I'll tell you this much, bro. I dead ass need a link to those stickers of Trump pointing up going, I did that. Remember that stupid shit they used to do like with Joe Biden? I need that shit now for King Donnie. What else? We're going to cover Kevin Hassett a little bit. We have a compilation of Republicans who in like 2016 were saying like, don't bitch and moan about the prices, the price of gas. And now they're like, sorry. We have clips of Republicans during the Joe Biden. Wow, I'm having a brain fart. I really need more of this coffee. Hold on. We have clips of Republicans bitching and moaning about the prices of gas under Joe Biden's presidency, despite the fact that it was like $3. And then now when they're asked about the price of gasoline, one of them literally goes, oh no, and turns around and runs away from the fucking reporter. Incredible, incredible. So yeah, we have a lot to talk about, not a lot of time to talk about it, so we're going to dive right in. But before we do, let me hit you with a quick reminder. Hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti, Welcome to the Valenti VOD. This is real independent media. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, a sponsor, a government, a PAC, or a billionaire, okay? This is entirely funded by you, the viewer. So if you do want to support me financially, there's a couple of ways you can. You could buy merch like the posters behind me. We also got hoodies, we got shirts, we got mugs, we got stickers, we got all that jazz. So you can buy the merch. You can also click the thanks button down below to tip me directly. You can click the join button down below to become a member of the channel for $5. That'll give you access to the member-only content, and it'll give you access to some pretty cool emotes and stickers. And then last but not least, you can donate to me on Patreon, whether it be $1 a month, $2 a month, $5 a month, whatever it is. I greatly appreciate it. This is all about you, okay? This is about the only Americans left. I am simply a megaphone for you, the people. And thank you so much for 150,000 subs. Other than that, please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. All right, time to dive into the quote-unquote possible suicide note. So judge releases possible Epstein suicide note, allegedly discovered before he was found semi-conscious in 2019. You already have rad libs, these fucking neoliberal dorks like Harry Sasson, who are actually like peddling this bullshit that A, Jeffrey Epstein is actually fucking dead, and B, that he killed himself. Neither of those things are true. He did not kill himself, and he is not dead. But anyway, let's look at the letter here. So here's the letter. Look at this shit. Bullshit. Bullshit. The handwriting is dog shit, bro. I bet you Kash Patel wrote this. And it says this. They investigated me for a month. Found nothing. They investigated me for a month. Not for a month. They investigated me for a month. What? Sounds like Trump? I know it does. That was the first fucking thought I had. They investigated me for a month, found nothing. It is, so 16-year-old charges resubmitted. It is a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying? No fun, not worth it. Brother, that is Donald Trump. That is literally Donald Trump, bro. This is exactly what Trump's tweets sound like, bro, especially with the random caps. Like, he's typing like, he's writing like dead-ass Donald Trump. And also, I don't know anybody from New York who spells whatcha like that. We spell it wadya, W-A-D-D-Y-A. What do you want me to do? Not what you want me to do. Bullshit, New York financier known for nothing else, Jeffrey Epstein, typed wadya as whatcha. The fuck out of here. That's Donald goddamn Trump. But we'll read a little bit of this here. Or listen to it, sorry.
We understand, based on NBC News reporting, that a federal judge has now unsealed a possible suicide note written by Epstein. I want to bring in
allegedly written by
correspondent
Epstein.
Tom Winter, who is joining us. And it appears as though this is just induced from this federal judge. Tom, what do we know?
Right. So what happened here, and let's just get right to the note. We'll explain the backstory. This note was apparently found, allegedly found, by an inmate of Jeffrey Epstein after the first possible Epstein suicide attempt. Remember, in July, prior to his actual suicide, he was found semi-conscious in his cell with marks around his neck.
Me, bro, me after a rough night, finding me semi-conscious with marks around my neck.
The inmate at the time, Nicholas Tartaglione, we'll get to him in a moment.
Yeah.
Nicholas Tartaglione, all right, paisan.
There are parts of it that are difficult to read. The beginning appears to be quite clear. They investigated for a month.
Bro, why are you adding words? He didn't say they investigated me for a month. He said they investigated me for a month. Okay? Don't add words.
For a month, something like that. Found nothing, couple exclamation marks. So 15-year-old charges.
Bro, did nobody give this guy like a transcript? They're making him actually read it. They investigated me for a month, found nothing. So 16-year-old charges. You see what I'm saying? Even I can't do it.
It's resolved, or
somebody give this guy a transcript.
Something there.
Yeah.
It is and then the next part of it's tough to read. The last part of it is clearly not difficult to read. No fun, underlined, not worth it.
This is dead-ass Donald Trump, bro. This is dead-ass Donald Trump.
Exclamation marks. The thing that makes this a little bit interesting here, Hallie, from a standpoint of confirming this note, there was another note that 60 Minutes was able to obtain that was, they say, was found in Epstein's cell after he died of suicide. He writes at the end of that note, "No fun," and it appears to have, to me at least, cursory look, the same handwriting. Now,
hey, real quick, guys, fun fact, according to the FBI, they never found the rope that Epstein hung himself with. I want you to think about that. That they found him hanging and dead, and then they moved his body, and then what he killed himself with magically disappeared. That's official from the FBI. That's not my fucking theory, bro. What the fuck do you mean? What, did a rat steal it?
We don't know. What makes that different, I should say, is that Epstein was the only one in the cell at the time. Does that mean that somebody else hadn't planted it before or afterwards? And about 85 other conspiracy theories we could talk to midnight tonight. However, this letter did come out today, a judge's order. There was a reference to it, and a reference, frankly, to some of our reporting about this first possible suicide attempt. Included in the Epstein files is a log of various things that came up and events surrounding Jeffrey Epstein in the Bureau of Prisons. Credit to the New York Times, who seized on this line, that there was a suggestion that this letter existed. In Tartaglione apparently talked about it on a podcast about the existence of it in some of its content.
Jeffrey Epstein's cellmate was talking about this suicide note on a podcast. We live in hell. We live in hell. I live in hell. This is hell. This is hell. I'll tell you one podcast I'm looking forward to. When our boy Luigi Mangione, inshallah, when he walks free, I swear to God, he's going to have the most banger podcast you ever fucking seen in your life. It better be called like Luigi's Mansion or some shit, you know?
Contents. It had been held with his attorneys. It was considered attorney-client privilege material at the time, but obviously once he started talking about it, everybody came to the same agreement, including obviously the judge, Judge Karras in the Southern District of New York, saying,
all right, I don't give a fuck about the rest of this. I'm going to give you my opinion on this shit. Fake. Fake, 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 fake. And my opinion on that is because I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein is dead. Just so you know, the biggest, like the biggest whistleblow, right, was the fact that what was it? It was like his, not his colon. There was something on Jeffrey Epstein that he had removed that was then found, his prostate. That's what it was, right? His prostate was enlarged on his body, but Jeffrey Epstein had his prostate removed like years before he died. There's medical records confirming this. So meanwhile, the body of Jeffrey Epstein had an enlarged prostate, and Jeffrey Epstein, the living man, didn't even have a prostate. So it's just not him. It's just not him. Think of it, $10. You crack me and my wife up. Very informative. Could she get a Bella Ciao? Her name is Venus. Yeah, we didn't do a Bella Ciao. We might as well bang one out now. This is for you, Venus. Una mattina mi sono alzato. Oh, bello ciao, bello ciao, bello ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato l'invasor. Oh, partigiano, portami via. Oh, bello ciao, bello ciao. Bello ciao, 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 partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morir. Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you very much, everybody. Okay, so yeah, my take on this is that it's complete fucking bullshit. Jeffrey Epstein is not dead. That motherfucker quite literally controlled the planet. He was meeting with all different world leaders, but we're going to move on and cover a little bit of what Trump had to post on Truth Social over the past 24 hours, because there's a whole lot of it. So, of course, we're going to start with his number one focus, despite the fact that we are in the perfect storm of crises, right? We have the energy crisis, right? The price of oil is skyrocketing because of Operation Epstein's Fury. We have a housing crisis. The price of housing is going up, and everybody's wages are stagnant, right? If not even going down, nobody can afford to live. So you got the housing crisis, you got the energy crisis, and then of course you've got the Healthcare crisis, right? Trump took away Medicaid for like fucking everybody. The price of healthcare is skyrocketing. I think it quadrupled for like 15 million people, right? When you combine those three together, you don't have a recession like in 2008. You have a depression like in 1929. When you combine those three together, when those three systems come crumbling down, that's when people start to make guillotines, okay? That's heads on pikes type shit, okay? If I were billionaires, if I were government elected officials, I would be fucking horrified right now, because I hope you understand we outnumber you like dead ass a couple of million to one. There's 365 million fucking people in this nation. There's maybe 500 billionaires. Brother, your fucking bunker ain't gonna stop 365 million people with soldering irons, you fucking idiots. And honestly, you wanna go in those bunkers? Go ahead, we're gonna lock you in. We're gonna lock you in and I'm gonna fart in the air vents. Suck my dick. All right, let's read it. The White House ballroom is going up rapidly on the east side of the White House. The only reason the cost has changed is because after deep-rooted studies, it is approximately twice the size and a far higher quality than the original proposal. Yeah, because you're building a fucking super secret military compound, Secret Service annex fucking nuke bunker underneath it, you fucking asshole. Oh God, which would not have been adequate to handle the necessary events, meetings, and even future inaugurations. He's talking about himself, by the way. He does not give a fuck about anybody other than himself. And if you think that when he's talking about future inaugurations that he's talking about whoever comes next, you're an idiot. The original price was $200 million. The doubled size, highest quality completed project will be something less than $400 million. Brother, you asked for $150 million to fix the reflecting pool. Fuck you. I guarantee you you're spending at least $1 billion on this shit. It will be magnificent, safe, and secure. This was a necessary change. It was done long ago, but the fake news failed to report it, trying to make it look like it was a cost overrun. Actually, it is coming in ahead of schedule and under budget. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So yeah, again, all Donald really cares about is his fucking ballroom, right? What the fuck? Can I refresh the fucking page, Donald? Thank you. But this is the post that really matters the most. Assuming Iran agrees to give what has been agreed to, which is perhaps a big assumption. What does that mean? Assuming Iran agrees to give us what has been agreed to, which is perhaps a big assumption. They haven't agreed to give you anything. The fucking Iranian foreign minister said that no, like there are literally zero negotiations happening because we will not negotiate our nuclear enrichment anymore because the Americans and the Israelis do not know how to negotiate in good faith. You tell us, you go, like this is what the Americans do. They're like, here's our proposal. If you have any changes to it, I will bomb you and rape your kids. That's how America negotiates. So the Iranians go, okay, well, that's not negotiating. So we're just going to keep our guns up and walk away. You know, that, and to be honest, that's what you should be doing. And to be even more honest, you should be fucking speed running making a nuclear weapon. Iran, if you're hearing me, make a fucking nuke. You want this shit to stop? Do you want this shit to stop? Make a nuke. You know what countries we don't fuck with? North Korea, they got a nuke. China, they got a nuke. Russia, they got a nuke. France, they got a nuke. The UK, they got a nuke. If you have a nuke, the Western imperialists do not have the courage to fuck with you. Get a nuke. Make it. Buy it. Manifest it. I don't give a shit. Get a fucking nuke, Ayatollah Khomeini. Get a fucking nuke. Which is a big assumption. Luigi, shush. The already legendary Epic Fury will be at an end, and the highly effective blockade will allow the Hormuz Strait to be open to all, including Iran. Bitch, they're the ones who have it closed. If they don't agree, the bombing starts, and it will be, sadly, at a much higher level and intensity than it was before. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Trump. Bumbling fascist fuck. Now, I gotta show you this too. Pete Heck, first of all, look at how he's standing here. This motherfucker stole my flow. This motherfucker stole my flow, and I want to show it to you. I think there's somebody in the fucking Department of War who is literally watching my fucking videos, bro. I go to content here, playlists, Valentified history, videos. Just go to, like, I don't know, one of these. Let's see.
We all know that America likes to wage foreign wars, but we never talk.
Bro, he's stealing my flow.
You don't control people through force. You
Luigi.
control them by
He's stealing my flow.
And more importantly,
Anyway, let's watch this fucking childlike, complete false information bullshit.
A broken Pentagon bureaucracy was doing the same thing for decades. When our warfighters needed more weapons, aircraft, and ships, the department...
Oh, by the way, this entire thing is AI generated. Just so you understand, this entire thing is AI generated. They did not hire an artist to do this.
Defense allowed contractors to double dip at your expense. They charged you, the taxpayer, to build their factories.
Why they got his ass shaken?
Why
they got his ass shaken?
Taxpayer to build their factories, and then charge you again for the final product. And despite paying companies to make weapons faster, schedule delays were constant, and cost overruns were the norm. All while their CEOs got rich.
Brother, you're getting rich. Donald is getting rich. All of you are betting on Polymarket. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna bet $50 million that we're gonna bomb Iran tonight. And then you, Pete, bomb Iran tonight because you're the fucking Secretary of War.
But today, President Trump's War Department is
oh my God. Wait, what was that sign on the back when he flipped it?
President Trump's War...
Is that Ball? Is that Mullock? What is this? What is this? What is this?
Department is flipping this rig.
And also, Trump is way fucking fatter than that. Why didn't you make him properly fat? And why are his hands not blue?
System on its head. We're not tolerating delays in production or cost overruns anymore. We've pushed out the bureaucrats who made these deals in the past and replaced them with the most talented negotiators in the...
Somebody is vacuuming in the hallway. DepSec War Feinberg? Department Secretary of War? What the fuck even is this?
Sector. A group of businessmen so elite, they've been rightly dubbed Deal Team 6.
What? A group of businessmen so elite that they've been rightly dubbed Deal Team 6? Bro, you are such a bootlicking fucking cuck. That is the most cucked shit I've ever seen in my fucking life.
It's simple. We're putting the American taxpayer first by offering you a better deal.
Bro, this is straight out of The Boys. This is straight out of The Boys.
We now move at the speed of business, not bureaucracy. Now when a defense company expands its production to sell more equipment to the U.S. military, they pay the bill. They pay for new factories.
Bro, why are you pretending like you're fleecing billionaires when the billionaires are getting richer than they ever have before? Like, you are the most corrupt regime in American fucking history.
Manufacturing plants, not the taxpayer. In exchange, we're giving these companies steady, long-term orders for exactly what our warriors need. And defense companies are making things in higher volumes, much more quickly while keeping their prices flat. Should these companies fail to deliver, we will hold them accountable and bring in new companies who will. Speed, volume, and fiscal responsibility. It's common sense.
Why are you putting text for everything? It's common sense. Like, dude, this is why I know the shit was AI generated. This is hilariously bad.
And it's what the American taxpayer demands. This War Department has made the move from bureaucracy to business. Over the next month, we will release a series of videos that highlight how President Trump's historic $1.5 trillion defense budget will make a generational investment.
$1.5 trillion? Brother, we're like $10 trillion in debt. You just approved a $1.5 trillion defense budget? And also, why are we calling it a defense budget when you don't call yourself the Department of Defense anymore? Why don't you call it your war budget? Is it because the optics on that are fucking horrifying, you goddamn warmongering alcoholic rapist?
In our arsenal of freedom.
Arsenal of freedom! Oh my God, we live in hell.
This investment will secure and protect the homeland and ensure America's military remains the most lethal fighting force on Earth.
It's not, the Chinese is.
For generations to come. We're going to spend every dollar of that money responsibly because that's what you deserve, that's what America needs, and that's what this president demands.
Brother, like, he's so uncomfortably, like, standing there. Like, brother, like, imagine if I'm talking to you and I'm telling you something and I'm standing like this. That is what the Department of War needs. Like, bro, where's the hands? You know, how about, like, now that is what the Department of War needs. Why are you standing there like a fucking stupid... Oh, my God, I hate this piece of shit. I hate this fucking piece of shit, dude. This entire fucking country is run by baboons. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. All right, so speaking of a bunch of fucking baboons, so Trump announces Project Freedom to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz, and then he paused it fucking immediately, citing progress on an Iran deal, which isn't happening. There are no negotiations happening in Islamabad. JD Vance is not there. Marco Rubio is not there. Scott Bessent is not there. Nobody is fucking there. Steve Witkoff is not there. None of the Iranian representatives are there. The Iranians came out and said, we're open to negotiations, but we will not negotiate our nuclear enrichment whatsoever. Like, you have lost. You have lost. And just to give you a quick reminder, Obama's JCPOA, bro, he got the Iranians to give up 25,000 tons of highly enriched uranium with a deal. Donald is waging a war to make them get rid of 900 pounds of moderately enriched uranium. It's not even enriched enough to be fucking turned into a nuclear weapon, and it's 900 pounds of it, and he has to wage war to get that, when Obama was able to get 25,000 pounds gone with a deal. Meanwhile, Donald wrote the shard of the fucking steel. All right, let's watch it. Let's watch this 2-minute coverage.
President Trump's ceasefire with Iran may be going up in flames. An oil facility in the United Arab Emirates caught fire.
Bro, the UAE, I'm pretty sure they pulled out of OPEC, bro, which is like essentially what makes them a GCC nation. It's what that is the oil cartel, right? The UAE is so scared of Iranian missiles that they pulled out of fucking OPEC. This is, I don't even think people understand that. Let's say Donald ended the war right now, like in the blink of an eye, surrendered, withdrew all of our troops. It would still take us 2 years to get the price of oil to go back to where it was before the war, which was still really fucking high, bro. We have, and of course, he's not going to surrender. The war's not going to end today. We're going to reach a point where the national average of gasoline is $10 a gallon. Because right now, bro, I filled up my tank the other day, it was $100. Like right now in New York, it's like $5.60 for a gallon of gas, and we're only 2 months into this war. Donald was asked about, like, when's this war gonna end, and he said, "Don't rush me. Vietnam was 19 years." Huh? You're comparing this to the great achievement of the Vietnam War, which you also draft dodged after going to military high school, you fat fuck.
After it was hit by an Iranian drone. Emirati officials claim Iran fired at least 15 missiles and 4 drones toward the country, nearly all shot down. The U.S. military launching fighter jets and attack helicopters. President Trump saying the United States sank 8 small Iranian attack boats attempting to block marine traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. It's the most intense fighting in the Gulf since President Trump announced a ceasefire.
Bro, any of you guys seen the movie from the 1980s called Threads? It's all about, like, nuclear holocaust. That fucking movie starts where we're at right now. Like, literally, it starts off with, like, tensions rising in the Strait of Hormuz as the Americans and the Iranians continue to fight. And then eventually in that movie, the fucking Russians get involved, and then next thing you know, the Americans launch a tactical nuke on Russian troops, and the Russians respond with a nuke, and then all the nukes start flying. Like, and plus, just so you know, Donald has already fucking requested a nuclear strike on Iran. General Dan Kane stood in his way and said, no, Trump has threatened to nuke Iran 9 times in the past 66 days.
With Iran a month ago. Last night, President Trump was asked if the ceasefire is over and if more American attacks are coming.
Well, I can't tell you that.
And weighing in on whether a new war is starting?
Well, one way or the other we win.
After
one way or the other we win. That's why I'm afraid he's going to nuke him, bro. Because we can't win a ground invasion in Iran. This is something American presidents have understood since the 1970s. Iran is a mountain fortress with 93 million people in it, bro. literally cannot win a ground invasion of Iran the same way that you can't win a ground invasion of the United States of America. It can't be done. And even if you did successfully invade Iran and establish American presence, the whole idea of martyrdom and defending your land, they would be fighting back for decades.
The war, a detour.
Our country's booming now, despite the fact that we're in I call it a mini war, because that's all they are.
Brother, our country is collapsing. Our country is collapsing. Nobody can afford anything. The reason why you think our country is booming is because you think that the stock market is indicative of the quality of life for average Americans. Spoiler alert, Jack. The average American is not invested in the fucking stock market.
So why the flare-up now? Yesterday, President Trump launched a new military operation in the Persian Gulf. It's called Project Freedom and sees the United States using its warships and 15,000 troops to dominate the Strait of Hormuz. Iran pushed back immediately and violently. This is now a battle of wills over who gets to play traffic cop on the world's oil and gas maritime superhighway, Tehran or Washington. Iran put out a map showing areas it claims to control and routes it's deemed to be safe. CENTCOM saying the U.S. is now breaking Iran's grip on the strait.
No, we're not!
Iran says Trump's new mission makes diplomatic efforts to end the war more difficult. The foreign minister posting overnight, the U.S. should be wary of being dragged back into quagmire by ill-wishers.
I like that they use the word quagmire. Who else but quagmire? Giggity giggity. They're using that word because Pete Hegseth had a fucking crash out when they called it a quagmire. And he was like, I served in Iraq, a war that Pete Hegseth literally advocated for. I hope you understand, Pete Hegseth began his popularity as like a B or C tier Fox News host as, I'm not kidding, a pro-Iraq war activist. Do you know how rare that was, even in the early 2000s? Like, sure, you'd see politicians supporting the war, but for like a random Fox News host to vehemently support the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, that was mind-boggling back then, dude. Jesus Christ. But I want to read this from Arachi. Events in Hormuz make clear that there's no military solution to a political crisis. All talks are making progress with Pakistan's gracious effort. The U.S. should be wary of being dragged back into a quagmire by ill-wishers. So should the UAE. Project Freedom is Project Deadlock.
Project Freedom is Project Deadlock.
And Iran's foreign minister just announced a short while ago that he'll be traveling to China today to discuss this crisis ahead of President Trump's trip to Beijing.
Everybody is waltzing into the loving arms of China. It's Canada, it's the UK, now it's the Iranians. You are watching the New World Order be created, right? And by the New World Order, I mean the end of American hegemonic power over the entire globe and the replacement of the US dollar as a world reserve currency being replaced by the Chinese yuan. Like, everybody can see that China is leading the world in economic development and in renewable energy. They have entire fucking mountainsides covered in solar panels, right? Like, this is genuinely the century of American humiliation. All right, Trump's abrupt U-turn on a plan to reopen the Strait of Hormuz came after a backlash from allies. Let's get a look at this.
Tonight, the new showdown with Iran, with a U.S. fighter jet firing on...
Why do you say Iran like that? Tonight, the new showdown with Iran. We gotta look at this. Is this an AI?
Tonight, the new showdown with Iran.
With Iran. Is this AI? Are they like not hiring voice actors anymore?
The U.S. fighter jet firing on and disabling an Iranian tanker, which the Pentagon says ignored warnings and attempted to bypass the U.S. blockade.
The blockade is unbelievable.
Tonight, we pressed the president about his optimism that a deal to end the war could be close, with talks focusing on what the Wall Street Journal reports is a one-page, 14-point U.S. proposal.
What? Bro, that's the Iranian proposal. The Iranians gave us a 14-point proposal right in the beginning of this fucking war. Are you telling me that Donald is handing them a proposal and he's calling it the U.S. proposal and it's dead ass their proposal? Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God.
Citing people familiar. You're facing an opponent right now in Iran that has refused to submit. You seem optimistic now that you may be closer to a deal. What's different about this moment now than in other moments where a deal has seemed close?
Well, why do you say they refused to submit? You don't know that. You don't know what's
They were
going on.
firing on U.S. ships a few days ago.
And a few days ago is a long time ago.
What?
You know, in the world of war, a few days ago. No, they want to make a deal badly, and we'll see if we get there.
Optimism for a deal sending stocks soaring and oil prices plummeting.
More market manipulation, folks.
But there's been optimism before, and the Iranian regime this week striking the United Arab Emirates and attacking oil tankers in the Strait. Tonight, the president says he's setting no timetable for Iran's response.
Never a deadline. It'll happen.
And Garrett joins us now
There's
live.
never a deadline. There's never a deadline. Brother, that's the definition of a forever war, which I made a whole nother video on in Undivided History. It'll be uploaded in a couple of days. But bro, like, this is by definition now a forever war. If you're saying there's no deadline, we will keep on waging this war until all of our demands are met. That's a forever war, bro. We're talking about a fucking Shia Muslim Islamic regime. They're not gonna submit to you, bro. They believe in the idea of martyrdom. That's why the 86-year-old fucking dotard with pancreatic cancer left himself out in the open to get bodied because, dude, you unironically revitalized Iran. They were kind of like us. They were a gerontocracy. They had a whole bunch of these old fucking idiots in charge, and you murked all of them. And now they've been replaced by their younger, sprier, and far more violent predecessors, or not predecessors, whatever the fuck that word is. I'm half stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have revitalized their entire government. Oh my God.
We also have some new reporting tonight on President Trump's sudden pause of his mission to protect oil tankers from Iranian attacks in the Strait of Hormuz. This news happened overnight.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. This pause came about.
Yeah, dude, this is like if China came out and fucking they fucking bombed the White House and the Senate. Like if China wiped out the president, the VP, the Secretary of War, the entirety of Congress, the entirety of the Senate, the entirety of the House, and we, the youth. I just called myself the youth. I'm inching towards 30. But like young people were forced to take over the mantle. You would see tremendous great change here in the United States of America. That's what you fucking did for them.
After a disagreement with Saudi Arabia, who said the U.S. could not use their airspace. Unhappy they'd been kept in the dark about what President...
The Saudis aren't letting us use their airspace? Brother, Mohammed bin Salman is practically a power bottom for Donald Trump. He throws his ass back on Donnie's crunchy orange cock. And you're telling me that MBS won't let us use their airspace? We've lost all of our allies. All of them. If you lose the fucking Saudis, it's literally over.
And Trump called Project Freedom to U.S. officials, tell NBC News. A call then between President Trump and the Saudi Crown Prince failed to resolve the issue.
Dude, no shot. MBS told Trump to blow off. That's remarkable. That's fucking remarkable. So a new Washington Post satellite imagery reveals that Iran has caused far more damage to the U.S. military sites than previously reported. Oh, that's strange. It's almost like somebody named Chris Valenti has been telling you for fucking weeks that the Iranians dead-ass destroyed 12 of our bases. I've been saying that the government keeps saying that we got hit. We got hit. Brother, we didn't get hit. They destroyed our bases, like gone, like barbecue chicken, like dust, bro. They destroyed them. Look at these fucking satellite images, bro. That whole thing is, it's dust. It looks like burnt toast. These entire bases are fucking gone. Entire bases. Holy ever-loving fuck, dude. I will never believe that there's only 13 dead U.S. soldiers. I think that they're holding on to the real number, waiting for the ground invasion so that like 3 days into the ground invasion, they can come out and say, we only lost 1,500 troops. And it's like, wait, what? And then we're going to find out that like more than half of those troops didn't even die during the ground invasion. They died in the first 60 days of the war and they've had their bodies on ice. Like, yo, to any parent out there who's like, son or daughter is like, I don't know, fucking in the Middle East serving and you used to hear from them and now you don't hear from them. They're probably fucking dead, bro. and Donald is keeping their body on ice, and like you're gonna have a closed casket funeral because they don't want you to see how fucking rotted your son is. Like, dead ass, bro. I don't believe that there's only 13 dead. We already know there's over 750 casualties, and casualties can be like dead people. KIA can be considered a casualty, so we didn't even know who the fuck is dead or not. Anyway, let's move on. All right, now we're going to watch a little bit of Ryan Grimm talking about Jesse Waters and the Iranians. It's fucking hilarious, bro. We love Ryan Grimm here. If you're not subscribed to Breaking Points, make sure you are. I fucking love Breaking Points. Shout out Kyle Kalinske and shout out Crystal Ball.
People just want the gas to flow at a reasonable price.
So after Trump posted that Truth Social last night, Jesse Waters broke the news live on Fox News.
This is where I was telling you.
Taste.
This is where I was telling you. Jesse Waters and Fox News can't even deny that we're losing the war anymore. So they're saying that we're purposefully losing the war to give Iran a false sense of security so that we can hit them with a big boy bomb.
Of what the kind of pro-Trump reaction to the post was.
Chatter says that's cute. You think Trump is sending people to get the bodies of the fallen. You're right. You're right.
The president says, based on the request of Pakistan and other countries, we have mutually agreed that while the blockade will remain in full force and effect, Project Freedom will be paused for a short period of time to see whether or not the agreement can be finalized and signed. We suspect the president is letting the Iranians save face. The enemy just yesterday said they controlled the strait. That was obviously a lie.
Brother, if they don't control the strait, why isn't it open for business? There's two possibilities. The Iranians control the strait and they won't open it, or the Americans control the strait and we do open it. So are you saying that we have control over the strait and we are choosing not to open it? Because that would mean that, like, using Trump's verbiage, that would mean that we are holding the entire planet hostage. That's what Trump says the Iranians are doing. He says that by blocking the Strait of Hormuz are holding the entire world hostage. You are saying that they don't have control over it and we do. You can't have both, bro. The same way that these cocksuckers are like, oh, it's a short mini war. It's just it's an escapade. It's just a little quest we're going on. And then in the same breath they go, the Iranians have been waging war with us for 47 years. So what is it? Is it day 66 or is it day 47 years and 66 days? What is it? You can't have both.
And watching the Americans escort ship after ship out of the Gulf, and
we escorted 2 ships, dude, and both of them were American.
Them not being able to do anything about that.
Not being able to do anything. They fucking hit one of our warships with 2 missiles, bro. They fucking hit a South Korean ship. They're hitting anybody and everybody who tries to go through. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Oh my God, I hate Fox News so much. Oh my God, I fucking hate Fox News.
It's going to be humiliating. Not only were they going to lose whatever military prestige they had left in the region, their negotiators weren't going to be able to fight for their position after they lost their last bargaining chip. The commander-in-chief must believe that the Iranians are serious about surrendering if he's going to pause Project Freedom for the sake of a deal. Because
bro, Fox is fucked, bro. You keep on telling everybody the war is going to end in 2 days, and that means every week you're losing more and more support. I was listening to a caller on like C-SPAN or something, a Republican woman, 63 years old, who voted for Trump all 3 times. She's voted Republican her entire life, and she said that she's giving Trump until the end of May to bring oil prices back to where they were and to end the war entirely, or she will never vote Republican again. So to that lady, I hope you understand. A, you're so fucking stupid for voting for Donald Trump 3 times. B, you're so fucking stupid for voting Republican your entire life. And C, the war is not ending in May at the end of this month. And I want to tell you, we all know you're still going to support him because you're in a cult. You don't actually have a belief system. When Donald tells you at the end of May that it's okay that the war is still going, you're gonna go, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That's what you're gonna fucking do because you're not capable of critical thinking or logic. You are simply a cultist and you need the cult leader to tell you what to think. He might as well be fucking Warren Jeffs at this point.
Continue Project Freedom during the negotiations. You know, you do want to get these foreign ships moving. The president must know what he's doing. And we're about to find out how insane in the brain the regime really is.
Okay, so Ryan, in all
What?
seriousness, that actually is Trump was almost certainly watching that. That's actually kind of an interesting flavor of the reaction Trump is getting from people inside his circle who he cares about the public relations spin. And to the point we were just making about the likelihood of what's on the table sticking, if Trump feels like he can sufficiently convince the Jesse Waters of the world that it wasn't him who blinked, it was Iran.
You don't need to convince Jesse Waters of anything. It doesn't matter whether Jesse Waters believes it or not. He will peddle whatever the fuck you tell him to because he's a Fox News host. He doesn't have courage. He won't stand up. If he doesn't believe in what he's saying, he doesn't care. He'll still say it. He still gets his paycheck.
Then does this make it more likely we have a peace deal?
I guess if that's the best that Jesse Waters can come up with, that's kind of comical. Trump is losing on purpose because he wants to make the enemy feel good about itself. Okay, Jesse.
If you're
let's go with that one.
If you're listening to this, Ryan just had a very gifable reaction. He said, "Okay, Jesse."
What? I mean, incredible. Yeah.
So here's
because if you have too much success, then the Iranians they lose face. You can't have that.
You can't have too many haters in this world.
You have to be better guests when you're attacking another country.
Here is how Trump was.
It's fucking diabolical, bro. This is why I say it. Fox is not a news organization. It is a terrorist organization. All right, so the Saudis and Kuwait suspend U.S. base access over Hormuz action. Israel raises Palestinian vineyards for Settler Road. Midterm updates. Iran says the U.S. proposal is still under review. The Fuhrer, Donald Trump, discusses a deal with Iran. Saudi Arabia and Kuwait cut U.S. base access and backlash over the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. forces disable Iranian tanker in Gulf of Oman. I love the word choice here. Why would you say U.S. forces disable Iranian tanker instead of U.S. forces bomb the shit out of Iranian tanker? Iran formalizes the Strait of Hormuz control with new maritime authority. Israeli strikes kill 7 early Thursday. I guarantee you they killed more than 7. This is just the number of the bodies that they found. Attacks on southern Lebanon kill 13. Again, numbers definitely higher. Image of Israeli soldiers defacing statue of the Virgin Mary sparks outrage. Really? I already saw you guys seen the picture of them bashing in the thing of Jesus Christ with a hammer? So again, we've talked about this before. I'm not Christian, okay? I was raised Catholic and then we converted to Episcopalian, but when I became older, I was just like, I don't buy any of this fucking shit. But one thing I can tell you is that the whole idea of quote-unquote Judeo-Christian values is quite literally Israeli Hezbollah, okay? If you don't know what Hezbollah is, the Israelis came up with their own word for propaganda because they're so good at it that there's propaganda and then there's Israeli propaganda, which they call Hezbollah. They are, and the one thing I will give Israel, they are incredible at propaganda. They are unbelievably good at controlling the narrative in their own country. Their people are quite literally like brainwashed, you know what I'm saying? But there is no such thing as Judeo-Christian values, okay? That is created by Israel to make the evangelical base, about 65 million people in the United States, believe that Zionist Israel and Christian America are like allies, when this is how they actually view Christianity. They think that you are equally as subhuman as the way that they view Muslims, right? Because this is inherent to any sort of religion that tells you that you are God's chosen people. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole reason why they have a fucking word for non-Jews called goyim, right? You wouldn't need that word if you didn't consider them to be less than, okay? And this is the way that the fucking Israelis view Christianity. Look at them, defacing the fucking statue of Mother Mary. Absolutely disgraceful behavior, but also very expected. Okay. Exclusive from Axios. U.S. and Iran closing in on one-page memo to end the war, officials say. I'm calling it now. No, they're not. Axios is still one of the branches of the American government. The White House believes it is getting close to an agreement with Iran on a one-page memorandum of understanding to end the war and set a framework for more detailed nuclear negotiations, according to 2 U.S. officials and 2 other sources briefed on the issue. I'm not buying that for a fucking second. All right, my brother sent me this just for some of you guys who are, doofy. This is the JCPOA for slow learners, okay? Among other provisions, the deal would involve Iran committing to a moratorium on nuclear enrichment, the U.S. agreeing to lift its sanctions and release billions of frozen Iranian funds. So this is what the White House right now is saying. This is what they're going to do. This is our new deal. That is literally, I'm not kidding, that is literally the Obama nuclear deal. We already had this before Operation Midnight Fortnight Hammer and before Operation Epstein's Fury, right? We had them agree to a moratorium on nuclear enrichment. We did agree to lift their sanctions. We did give them back billions of dollars in Iranian funds. But now Donald wants to do it his way, despite the fact that he's claiming that the Obama nuclear deal got them closer and closer to making a nuclear weapon. It makes no fucking sense. Now, because of all of this, markets are surging on a report of U.S. and Iran are near the end of the war as gas prices jump past $4.50. I do have a little tweet I'm going to show you with like talking about the rising price of gasoline across the entire country. Just so you know, in all 50 states now, the price of gasoline has increased by at least 75 cents.
Crude oil prices are falling today as hopes grow that the war with Iran could be nearing an end.
It all comes, though, as gas prices at the pump in the U.S. continue to climb. The national average for...
Chatter just said, the fuck, what Obama deal? Barack Obama was capable of creating a nuclear deal with Iran, right? It's called the JCPOA. And essentially, he got Iran to give up 25,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium. And by doing so, we lifted sanctions on Iran and we gave them back the billions of dollars that we stole from them. Whole point of the agreement was they won't enrich their uranium past about like 65%, because anything past that is weapons grade. And they don't need anything more than what is necessary for clean nuclear power, right? This is part of like the fucking, the NPT, the Treaty on Non-Nuclear, the Treaty of Non-Nuclear Proliferation, right? The whole point of that was to say you can use nuclear energy, but you cannot create nuclear weapons. That's the future of humanity and this planet. Nuclear energy is like fucking insane. You need one nuclear power plant to power Manhattan for 20 fucking years and provide free power to everybody. But of course, we don't do that because it directly fucks with the energy companies.
Gallon of regular, now $4.54. NBC News business and data correspondent Brian Chung is tracking it all. So, Brian, this optimism
that guy's handsome as fuck.
On Wall Street doesn't quite translate into prices at the pump, right? And it was based off this Axios report that we mentioned earlier in the show that gave people, investors, some optimism about ending the war. Walk us through what's going on.
Well, given that Axios report says that there could be this one-page...
Bro, this guy's fucking Chad to the max. This guy's so fucking handsome. Jesus Christ.
And the war, it seems like that optimism has led to Wall Street feeling good about it, with markets up about 1%, over 1% right now, and also oil prices coming down. Now, I should point out that if that reverses, there's no reason to think that that'll bleed through to what we were seeing at the pump, because the overall story is still very much the case that prices are rising. The average for a regular tank of gas right now is at $4.54. That is up, again, remarkably, just since last week, over 20 cents, and also up considerably, over $1.50 since the beginning of this conflict. And so, again, if there is positive developments and ships start to move through the Strait.
Oh my God, the national price of gasoline is not up 75 cents. It's up $1.50. Oh my fucking God, dude. We are literally getting oil mogged by Iran. Iran is oil mogging us.
Tankers do free up some of that supply. You'll see.
And China is like solar power mogging us. They're like, yeah, we need oil, but like we also can like survive without it. We've got solar energy. We've got renewable energy. We've got hydropower. We've got nuclear energy. What do you have, America? You've got clean coal.
Gas prices come down. That is not happening yet. And that's the reason why we expect to see those gas prices remain high, at least in the short-term future.
Right.
No, they're going to remain high for even the long term, brother. All right, so Newsom's press office posted this: insider trading, has the Trump regime been making money off of America's pain? The answer to that is yes, but he's retweeting something from the Kobasi letter. According to our analysis, about $920 million worth of crude oil shorts were taken 70 minutes before an Axios report claimed that the U.S. and Iran were near a 14-point deal to end the war. So essentially, I know that this might as well be in German for a lot of you. What this means is there are people, probably billionaires, that are buddies with Trump, who get to know beforehand beforehand, before we announce a peace deal, before we announce a bombing. And they get to know beforehand so that they can either short the market or invest in the market, right? Depending on which way it's going to go. So while we are all struggling at the fucking gas tank, billionaires are using the war in Iran like it's a fucking football game that you can bet on Polymarket, dude. Meanwhile, you can bet on this war on Polymarket, which is why when Polymarket messaged me asking for a deal, asking if I wanted to work with them, I quite literally said, nah, fuck you and suck my dick. Which, again, to any representatives of Polymarket, please fuck yourself and then suck my dick from taint to tip. DOJ is probing $2.6 billion in oil trades related to the Iran war. The DOJ is investigating itself. That's the funniest thing, is that the people who are doing this are within the DOJ, bro. It's fucking Marco Rubio. It's Pete Hegseth. It's all these people who are part of the Trump regime. So what, you're going to investigate yourself and then find no cases of wrongdoing. The DOJ is investigating a series of suspiciously timed trades in the oil market just ahead of major announcements by the Fuhrer and a top Iranian official about the war in Iran. The DOJ, along with Commodity Futures Trading Commission, is probing at least 4 of these trades where traders made a total of more than $2.6 billion betting that oil prices would drop right before they did. The DOJ and the CFTC have not commented on the trades. Well, they're not going to get in any trouble considering that white-collar crime is dead-ass legal now. All right, this is a great picture, by the way. This is, if you might be, some of you might be too young for this. This is not real, but George W. Bush had a famous moment where he said mission accomplished, and it was like, what, a couple of months into the Iraq war, which then ended up lasting like over a fucking decade, but they superimposed Marco Rubio in front of it. Very funny. All right, I want to just show you Kevin Hassett talking about how credit card spending is going up, and he thinks this is a flex. That's a terrible sign. When people start to rely on opening multiple credit cards to buy their shit, that means that nobody has any real fucking money. And they're not going to talk about the fact that credit card debt is also increasing. And by the way, guys, we also have like buy now, pay later Klarna for fucking groceries skyrocketing right now. People are doing buy now, pay later for fucking groceries.
So
this guy looks like an actual fucking fat-bodied meerkat.
Consumer is really firing on all cylinders, just like the corporate sector you're seeing in the earnings reports. And they're doing that because they have so much more money in their pockets. In fact, I have...
Consumers have so much more money in their pockets? Really? Really? Brother, oh my God, brother, where, I can't say that. I legally cannot say that, but I'm gonna think it.
The head of one of the big 5 banks in my office yesterday going through the credit card data, and just as Secretary Bessent said, credit card spending is through the roof. They're spending more on gasoline, but they're spending more on everything else too.
Yeah, that's not a good sign, you fucking idiot. Oh my God. All right, now I wanna show you the difference. This is a comparison of these subhuman Republican congressman chuds, and on the top, you're going to see clips from them during Joe Biden's presidency being like, well, gas is $4. I mean, that's terrible. We should hate the president. And then clips of them today refusing to even acknowledge the rising price of gas.
About gas prices at $4.11 national average.
Well, there's nothing we can do. I mean, I don't like to brag.
There's nothing we can do. Okay, so remember, top, this is 2021. The first clips you're going to see on the top, these are from the past.
About all the expensive places I've been, but earlier today I went to the gas station. Gasoline and diesel fuel and oil is a product of the conflict in Iran.
How do you square that patience with impatience with gas prices under Biden when it at times is $3.30, $3.40?
I don't have to square anything with you. Okay?
And then the pat on the shoulder and then walking away.
Should not get a free pass on the ridiculously high energy prices under the Biden administration.
Ridiculously high energy prices. By the way, the price of energy was lower than it is now during all of these clips.
Think that the war should stop because of this? How patient can you be?
About energy prices.
Bro, brother's fucking liver spots on his face. He literally looks the way that my fucking grandma did in the casket. Brother, you are inches from death.
Just because gas prices have come down a little bit, they're still really high.
$4.30 gas prices. Do you think the war in Iran has gone on?
That's my favorite one, dude. That's my favorite one, dude.
Prices. Do you think
this is diabolical?
Still really high.
4.30 gas prices. Do you think the war in Iran has gone on long enough?
Nah, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not even fucking addressing that.
They're not joyful when they go to the gas
Lindsey Graham, the man who's never seen a war or a cock that he didn't want.
Station. And fill up their car.
Gas prices at $4.30 national average. Do you think the Iran war has gone on long enough?
Oh, it's not about how long it goes on. It's about how it ends.
Americans are so displeased with gas prices, they're slapping these Biden "I did that" stickers on the pumps.
By the way, I need 1,000 of those Trump "I did that" stickers. I will literally take 7 hours out of my day to drive to every single gas station I can and slap that shit on there. I will not let Republicans fill up their fucking tank without realizing that their Führer is bending them over an oil barrel and fucking them up their tight little pussy.
Drag those oil companies in and chew them out.
You want to drag in American oil companies and chew them out for the global price of gasoline? For the global price of oil? Brother, this has everything to do with the Führer and nothing to do with American oil companies, you stupid fuck.
They're gouging.
In my state, average price of a gallon of gas has gone from just over $2 to now well over $3. And it is
the way I would do anything for gas at $3, and these motherfuckers were bitching and moaning.
The policies of this administration that's causing it.
How do you explain the patience for prices around $4 a gallon now?
Because the difference is solving the problem, not creating a higher price environment like the Biden administration was doing with the Green New Deal.
We're pumping more oil and gas than we ever have before. Well, then why aren't prices coming down at the pump? Gasoline is a commodity that has a worldwide price structure. So I have patience for now.
Buttigieg is talking about, Teslas and battery-powered cars while the American people can't afford gas. We'll get gas prices down. It's just we're going through the important resetting the stage on Iran.
If you've got a job, you have to travel to your job. That means that it's going to cost you more to travel.
It's a small price to pay whenever you consider that he's saving millions of lives in the future.
Brother, I need a fucking poll done where it says, like, how much more are you willing to pay for gas in order to prevent a nuclear Iran? And it says, like, nothing. I'm not willing to pay more for gas to prevent a nuke. That's what I'd click. I'm not, like, I actually want Iran to have a nuke, and I'm definitely not going to pay more money at the gas pump to prevent them, or $1 or $5 or $10. And let's just see, and only do it at the pump, and see how Americans respond to that shit, because I guarantee you, we will all say zero, bro. There's going to be a handful of red hat wearing toothless fucking MAGA hicks who are going to be like, oh, I'm willing to pay $1,000 a gallon to prevent Iran from having a nuclear weapon. I mean, they're fucking Muslims. Muslims can't have nuclear weapons, man. Oh, really? Because we, the United States of America, we're the ones who nuked 2 civilian cities, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We're the ones who nuked civilians and vaporized 250,000 people in the blink of a fucking eye. Maybe we shouldn't have nukes.
Prices, I know they're down a little bit, but nationally 60% higher than they were when Biden took office.
What do you hear from your constituents about gas prices? Do they also see this as just a short-term thing?
I hope so. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm communicating this. We have to do this.
Yeah, we have to do it because Benjamin Netanyahu has a vault in Tel Aviv with videos of the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, raping children. Because the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, is a child sex trafficking pedophile rapist. Okay? That's where we're at. All right, that's all I got for you in today's Valenti VOD. Long video, about an hour and 2 minutes. If you're here live, you stay. We got to make a thumbnail for the video. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. And do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. What a banger, gang. What a banger. Let's get this uploaded. Let's make a thumbnail. Let's make an advertisement, and then we'll call it quits. That was an hour. Didn't feel like it at all. I know. That's the Valenti superpower, bro. I could have you listening to me rant for 3 hours, and you'd think it was 20 fucking minutes. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. Tell you that much. All right. What the fuck is this? I'd listen to you dictate a phone book? Yeah, I bet you would. Bet you fucking would, because you're a good boy. All right, so what do I want for this? I'm thinking the Epstein letter and then me on the right, so. And maybe Trump panicking. Here we go. Take that, save image. Episode 441. My phone empty. I'm gonna need Epstein. Let's go with that one. Give myself a black outline for this so I stand out a little bit more. And then we're going to put text over it. Fake as fuck. Yeah, that's Palm Beach Pete. Okay. New Epstein S suicide note released. Oh wait, it needs to be in caps. New Epstein suicide note released. Fox News says Trump is purposefully, I spell purposefully. How about this? Trump is losing the Iran war on purpose. Okay. Epstein's suicide note is fake. He's alive. Okay, and we're gonna do Trump is panicking over the fact that we lost the war, the Iran war. Thanks for becoming a loyalist, Nurse Juliana. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. All right, let's post this. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We fight for the gospel and honor his name. Let me go full screen so I can say this proudly with my whole chest. I'm so fucking glad that motherfucker's dead. I'm so fucking glad he's dead, bro. I don't have to hear any more of the new Charlie Kirk hits. It's all the fucking oldies, bitch. And you know what he was saying about the Iran war? He was saying that if we went to war with Iran, it would be the greatest mistake of our fucking history. I'm so glad that bitch is dead. I want to watch that video 200 times. All right, right there. 14. 02. Somos Kirky Carlos. How do you say carry the flame? Prueba el fuego. It actually bangs in Spanish. A Jeffrey Epstein suicide note has been revealed. Never seen before, and it's not suspicious at all. It's suspicious. It's suspicious. It's suspicious. It's very suspicious. I'm going to hell. All right, we're going to talk about that. I'm going to hell for that. That's fine, though. I was already fucking reserved. I already had a seat. All right. Let's make an advertisement, and then we're done. Okay, here we go. So there's a new quote-unquote suicide note for Jeffrey Epstein, very clearly written by Mossad, because A, that motherfucker didn't kill himself, and B, that motherfucker's not dead. So that got released. It's literally like 3 sentences. It's the stupidest bullshit ever. I don't know how fucking dumb you gotta be to believe in this shit. Other than that, Trump is panicking over the fact that we've already lost the Iran war, and he's like there's this new 14-point proposal, a U.S. 14-point proposal, which is, I'm not kidding, it's the Obama nuclear deal that the JCPOA that Donald Trump has been bitching and moaning about so much. You know how he kept on saying, like, we literally put pallets of cash and flew it to Iran and gave them pallets, billions of dollars worth of cash. That's now his new proposal. He says that, so part of the deal is that they will put a moratorium on their nuclear enrichment, and that we will lift all U.S. sanctions and give them back the billions of dollars that we stole through the sanctions. That's the JCPOA, except the difference is that Obama didn't have to wage a war to get Iran to hand off 25,000 pounds of highly enriched uranium, and Donald, he had to wage a war to attempt to get Iran to give up 900 pounds of moderately enriched uranium. So despite the fact that this fat, bumbling fascist pedophile wrote the art of the deal, or as I like to call it, the shard of the steel, he still is the worst negotiator in American fucking history and the most corrupt politician in human fucking history. Other than that, there's a whole bunch of shit. Israel obviously is continuing their bombing of Lebanon. They're also raising Palestinian vineyards, raising with a Z, not raising like Raising Cane's, like General Raising Cane, because we live in hell. So yeah, the Israelis are doing their typical dogman behavior. They're just fucking tearing through all of the regions near them. Trump is continuing the war in Iran. We have sunk multiple fast boats. The Iranians bombed an American warship. We're nowhere near close to the end of this conflict, because the Iranians also said, they're like, we're not negotiating nuclear enrichment with you. You and Israel, the axis of Epstein, have proven time and time and again that you do not negotiate in good faith. You say something like, here's our proposal. If you don't accept it, we will bomb and rape you. That's not negotiations, and you're also talking to Iran, bro. They would literally rather all die than submit to the Western imperialist forces that have just fucking molested the entire Middle East for the past 75 years. So good luck with that one, and good luck to the 15,000 sailors who are being put in harm's way because a pedophile ordered you to. Have fun, GI. Anyway, I got a whole new YouTube video talking about this in great length. It's about an hour long. Go check it out. New YouTube video, new YouTube video, new YouTube video, new YouTube video. And also, if I did trigger you, please let me know. There's nothing I love more than triggering fucking vermin. All right, that's a banger. That's a long short. Yeah, it's about 2 minutes and 55 seconds. That's how I do them. That is how I do them. Trump surrender explained. Saudi blocked U.S. air bases. Dude, we're so fucked. We're so fucked. And when I say we, I mean like the US. I don't mean like you and I are in danger. I mean like the United States of America as a global hegemonic power. It's over. We've lost all of our soft power, and you can't control the world with hard power only. You literally don't have the ability to wage war across the entire planet. It's not possible. Thanks for the $10. Trump to begin a meeting live stream, by the way, bilateral something or other. I know, I saw that. It's like some sort of fucking stupid agreement. I don't give a shit. Listen, Trump, I used to watch Trump live every time he spoke because he's the president and I thought it was important to do. But the longer he's been the president, the more you realize that he just likes being on the camera and he likes to control the narrative. So he puts himself on the camera all the time to try and change the topic of conversation. I will only cover what he says if I deem it to be important. It is no longer important simply because he's the president. You know what I'm saying? Most of what he says is not important. All right, new episode of the Valenti VOD, and then link that video. There we go. Upload short. He's a wannabe celebrity. I know, dude. I mean, that's the reason why he went to Washington, D.C. You know what they call D.C.? It's Hollywood for ugly people. And that is exactly what Donald Trump is. And Hollywood never fucking accepted him because he's such a fucking piece of shit. All right, let's get that uploaded on Instagram, and then I'm good to go. All right. New Epstein suicide note just dropped. It's Israeli propaganda. Oh, and we lost the war, and now Donald is panicking. New episode of the Valenti VOD on YouTube. Bang. Dunzo. You think there'd be nationwide protests and riots if Maxwell gets pardoned? No, dude. Americans are fucking cucks, dude. They won't. No, there's not going to be nationwide protests. The overwhelming majority of Americans are too busy trying to survive and trying to pay the fucking rent and pay the car bill and pay the Wi-Fi and pay the electric and pay, which is exactly what they wanted from us. They wanted us to be in this permanent state of desperation. They wanted us servile. They want us subservient. They neutered us. But no, there won't be mass protests. People like us will protest, but the overwhelming majority of Americans, no, they won't do fucking anything. They don't give a shit. And also, you got to remember, Republicans support pedophilia. That's not even a joke, dude. Republicans had more of a problem with Trump having blown Bill Clinton than Trump having raped kids. Do you understand that? Like, on the tier list of evil shit that you could do, Republicans view homosexuality as a worse crime than pedophilia. This is not even negotiable. This is not even debatable. They think that, and they're proud of that. They say shit like, if she bleeds, she breeds. That's the type of shit they say. They unironically advocate for lowering the age of consent. They say that once a woman has her once a child has her first period, it's okay to marry them. Like, they're subhuman, they're inferior, they're vermin, they don't deserve human rights. You need to understand, you can't just disagree with Republicans. You must hate them with every fiber of your fucking being. They are enemies of humanity. They are not your ideological opponents. They are living fucking demons. Republicanism needs to be fucking eradicated, not compromised with. Eradicated. All right, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for the $5. Much appreciated. I'm out of here. Thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to buy the merch. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to read yourself a copy of the Communist Manifesto. You know how it is. You know how it is. Yo, you know how Trump sells Trump Bibles? Should I sell Valenti Communist Manifestos? Should I do that? That'd be sick, right? I'll get arrested if I do that. Verbatim. All right, guys. I'm out of here.